Phyllis, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate your time.
All right. Always good to talk to you.
I appreciate that. A very interesting article in Town Hall. Will the Republican establishment stand down? My first question, are our Republican politicians imposters, or are they just blind cowards? And is there a difference?
Well, I've been talking about the Kingmakers since I wrote my first book, A Choice Not an Echo. And they're the little group of rich Republicans who think they're smart enough to decide who our nominees should be.
Yeah.
And they've decided it for many times, and they've given us a bunch of losers, and we're fed up with it. And I think that explains the popularity of Trump. Their first plan was that, of course, he would self-destruct, and he didn't. And then their next plan was to try to figure out how to get rid of him and replace him with one of their establishment kingmaker types.
Yes.
And they haven't been able to do that. And they don't know what to do. It's pretty funny to watch.
It sure is.
It's given me the best entertainment I've had in a long time, because they're just beside themselves that they're not picking Jeb Bush or one of their people whom they can tell what to do. And it's pretty obvious they can't tell Donald Trump what to do. He makes up his own mind.
That's right. Are you supporting Donald Trump?
Sort of. I really haven't given an official endorsement, but everybody thinks I have.
Right. What's your impression of Trump?
Well, I think he's a take-charge person, and I think that's what we need, because of all the things that Obama's done, he certainly is a lousy negotiator, and the foreigners are all getting the better of him, and we need somebody who knows how to, shall we say, make a deal and get the better of these crooked foreigners who are cheating us right and left.
Yeah, that's right. And the thing I like about Trump, too, is that he's not locked into the political correctness. He speaks the truth.
No, he's very critical of political correctness.
I know. And he speaks the truth, and then if he is attacked, he's going to attack back. He's not going to attack you first, but if you should attack him, he's going to defend himself. We had lost that in America, where liberals are attacking Christians and conservatives, and they were not fighting back.
You're so right. And we do need to fight back, and Christianity is under attack all over the world, and we need people to stand up for America. And when Trump says he wants to make America first again, that's really what we like.
Paul Ryan, Nikki Haley, and the rhinos have been attacking Trump. At one time...
Well, yes, they couldn't get rid of him any other way, so now they're attacking him directly.
What did you think about Nikki Haley's response to Obama's State of the Union address?
I thought Trump gave a good rebuttal.
He did. He really did. At one time, Phyllis, we thought that Paul Ryan would be a good guy and even a good president.
That's right, and he turned out to be just a lackey for the Kingmakers.
So why were we deceived by him in the beginning? Why did we believe that?
When people call themselves a conservative, we think we've got somebody. But they're kind of different kinds of conservatives in the first place.
Yeah. And
in the second place, there's so much money in the hands of the Kingmakers. They can buy people so easily, and we need somebody who's his own man.
Yes, absolutely.
And we don't expect him to be perfect.
Right.
I've been thinking about, I was very instrumental in getting Reagan nominated in 1980, and Reagan wasn't perfect.
Right.
He had allowed an amnesty to go through, and he was our first divorced president, and even you are not perfect,
I'm so glad that you mentioned that because right now we're loving Donald Trump. We admire what he's doing, and we're encouraged by that. But we as human beings tend to be, if he make one mistake or he make a decision that we don't agree with, then we tend to turn away from people that we like. And that's a big mistake because he is not perfect. He will make some decisions that we won't
Yes,
agree with.
of course he will. But I'm impressed that he's not taking orders from the Kingmakers, because the Kingmakers have given us a bunch of losers, one right after another. You can call them off, all the previous nominees, and we're sick and tired of that, and we want the grassroots to have a say.
I wanted to ask you this. I believe that the Republicans are a reflection of our own moral weakness. Am I wrong by that? Because when I was growing up, I was taught, even as a black person, I'm an American, but I was taught to love what's right, do what's right, be honest and fair, judge people based on character and not color, or man or woman, that kind of stuff. But we have gotten away from the moral. We, the people, have gotten away from that, and we tend to choose leaders that reflect who we are. Am I wrong by that?
Well, you're probably right, but we keep hoping for something better all the time.
Yes.
And we have to keep trying. Now, I believe in engaging in the political process. That's this great country that the Lord assigned to us.
I agree.
And it's up to us to keep it. Well, it's not his job to stuff the ballot box for us.
That's right.
He's got a big job to do, but that's not on his list.
You told Warren that Daily that Trump looked like the last hope for America because.
Well, we need a change. Just look at what Obama did in Iran. Iran just cleaned his clock. They took advantage of him. He's the most terrible negotiator we ever had. And Trump has made his reputation as a successful negotiator in business deals, and I think that's what we need.
I was a little amazed that Obama was hired as president of this great nation. Obama had never had a job. At the time he was a community organizer. There was nothing about him to indicate that he can run America for the good.
No, he was obviously picked by the Kingmakers as somebody they could manipulate, and they have definitely told him what to do all these years, and he's done it.
What would you tell the young, brainwashed people who support Bernie Sanders? There's a lot of young folks supporting him. What would you say to them?
Well, he's a socialist, and we don't want socialism because that's more government control.
Yeah.
And the problem with the country today is we've got too much government telling us what to do. We need to be a free and independent country.
Is there a possibility that Bernie Sanders can become the next president?
Well, anything's possible now. That's what's made the Kingmakers so nervous. They're not running things anymore. And so I think it's time for grassroots action.
Are you able to? Well, no. I mean,
you're not asking me to predict. No, I'm not a predictor.
No. I understand that. Are you able to explain to the Christians that Trump is defending them? Because some Christians believe that Trump is not, or they are concerned that he's not defending them. What can you say to them?
Well, I think he will defend America, and it's the Christians in America and the rest of the world who are under attack. And so I think he's bound to defend us. And well, I don't know anybody else who is going to defend us. So the other people are just letting the other side roll over us.
I had a young lady on from the First Amendment Defense Act. And they are not happy that Trump has not endorsed or said that he wouldn't defend that. He would let Congress decide. If they said okay to it, he would sign it, but he's not going to fight for it. So they're a little concerned about that.
Well, I'm concerned about everybody. I think the grassroots have to keep speaking up and telling them what we want. But I don't know anybody who's a better take charge person. For example, the way China has just been cleaning our clock for years.
Yeah.
We signed this treaty and we abide by the rules, and they don't pay attention to the rules. They cheat us coming and going, and I just don't think he'll let them get by with that.
My final question for you, I can go on, but let me ask. Trump said that he's going to put a wall around the borders.
Good.
He said that he's going to stop the Muslims from coming in until he can figure out exactly what's going on. Barack Obama is now bringing refugees in from Syria. And people are mad at Trump for saying that he's going to put the wall up, he's going to stop the Muslims from coming in until he straighten out the mess. What do you say to all that?
Well, I think that's fine. The wall does fine in Israel, and a wall did fine around San Diego. And I do believe in a wall,
Yeah.
a wall that the people can't get over. And we're for a sovereign country, we're able to decide who comes in and who doesn't. And in the 1920s, we stopped all immigration from all countries, and we called it a pause. And so I think that's what we should call it. What we need is a pause, and let us try to vet the people who are already here.
That's right. All right, Phyllis Schlafly, thank you so much.
Now listen, you got to keep up with my my website, eagleforum.org.
That's right. Eagleforum.org.
That's where you get all your update information.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you, and a whole lot of other folks appreciate you and your work, and thank you for standing up for what is right.
Thank you, and God bless.
And God bless you. That's eagleforum.org. Thank you, Phyllis.